What up? Kang. Welcome back to another episode of Wednesday Night SmackTalk. And we are here on episode 213, believe it or not. And back to normal. You see, the past couple weeks we've had some tough things happen. We had a truly beloved member of our community pass away. And, of course, after that, we had to cancel Smack Talk because it was too soon to do a memorial episode. Then last week, of course, we did the memorial episode. And now, we are back here to do a recap episode. Because we were supposed to do a recap episode of Double or Nothing predictions a few weeks ago now. And now, after 2 weeks of not being able to do it, we are here this week. And, well, let's get into it. You know, normalcy has returned. So, our first match was Sebby versus Bork, the Joker. That's who he was at first. Then, of course, Bork came out and revealed that he was the Joker. Zach gave him an opportunity to face Paul Ram if he was able to push Sebby here in this match. We'll see if he was able to do that. Now, we had our first match predicted different. Storm or Dr. Britt Baker versus Soho or Chris Statlander because, well, you see at the time, the matches weren't official yet. We just had the tournament wrapping up, and we didn't know. Now, of course, Dr. Britt Baker and Ruby Soho were the people that face each other, but I gave them the opportunity to pick A or B, Storm or Dr. Britt Baker, or Soho or Chris Statlander. Sebby went with Dr. Britt Baker, and Sebby got it right over Bork. Sebby is now up 1. Now the Tag Team Championship 3-way match between Lee and Swerve Scott, Team Taz, and the Jurassic Express. I have a hard time with that name. The Jurassic Express won, but Sebby and Bork both picked the opposite two teams, so they predicted different on that one, but they both got it wrong, so it didn't matter. The next match they predicted different was the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Blackpool Combat Club. And Bork picked the Jericho Appreciation Society, so he is now tied with Sebby. The next one is MJF versus Wardlow. Sebby, of course, picked Wardlow to get his big win against MJF, and Bork picked MJF because he's MJF. MJF got squashed. Wardlow won. Sebby is back up 1. With 1 match to go, they predicted different, which means that it's either Sebby wins by 2 or they tie. The next match, CM Punk versus Hangman Page. It was the main event. It actually all came down to the very last match on this 5-hour show. And, well, Sebby predicted champion retains. Bork predicted new champ. And CM Punk did in fact win the AEW championship, which means Sebby and Bork, both going 7-4 at this pay-per-view, have tied. Now, what does that mean? Zach made a match for Sebby to beat the Joker, and Zach got a Joker to beat Sebby. And they both accomplished it and didn't accomplish their goals. Well, Zach figured, and I figured as well, the only logical thing was instead of having one of them celebrate, or both of them celebrate, we're going to have Zach, celebrate for the both of them, I guess. So, Zach, take the floor.
Well done, Sebby. Well done. You beat Bork. I'm so proud of you. You're showing so much promise, Sebby. You are doing me proud. I cannot be prouder than you, Sebby. Congratulations. This is just the start of your journey. I promise you, Sebby, we will go to places beyond your wildest imagination. Sebby, well done. And Bork, thank you. Thank you for being my Joker. Wonderful Joker. You did a good job. You pushed Sebby. You took him to his limits. So, about that Paul Brand thing, some strings I can pull for you. Find out soon. But don't hold your breath. But thanks, Bork. Appreciate you. And then, I just want to bring it up one more time. I know last week was the memorial for Buffy, and my heart truly goes out. My heart bleeds for Buffy, And in the tragic, unfortunate events that's happened, there's just been even more tragedy. I have devastating news. The Brandon Fish has passed away.
Now, they did tie. I know Zach kind of said that Sebby won, but they did tie. But I talked to him about it, and he said, "Oh, tie's a win in my book," and I guess he's going with the Paul way of thinking. But either way, yes, Sebby and Bork tied. Paul Bram versus Bork could happen, and we have to see what's next in the stage, the group, the whatever the hell's going on with Sebby and Zach. This mentorship that is forming. Our next match was Franco versus Paul. And of course, this was to determine a winner, finally. Will Franco be a winner? Will Paul be a winner? Well, we found out at Double or Nothing. The first match they predicted different. Storm or Dr. Britt Baker versus Soho or Chris Statlander. A or B. Franco picked A. A won. Franco's up 1. Next is the Tag Team Championship match 3-way, in which they predicted different, just like Sebby and Bork, but one of them got it right, and that was Franco who picked the Jurassic Express, while Paul picked Lee and Swerve Scott. The next match is the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Blackpool Combat Club, in which Paul predicted the Jericho Appreciation Society to win. And they did. So now Paul has not taken back the lead or even tied, but now he's back to 1 down. The next match, the House of Black versus the Death Triangle. Franco picked the Death Triangle. Paul picked the House of Black. The House of Black did win thanks to Julia Hart. And Paul is back to being tied with Franco. The next one, they predicted different, was MJF versus Wardlow. Paul predicted MJF because he's MJF. Franco predicted Wardlow, and as we already know, Wardlow squashed MJF. Franco is back up 1. Our next match, CM Punk versus Hangman Page. That's right, the main event, yet again, just like Sebby versus Bork, is going to determine if this is a tie or a 2-point win. Franco predicted CM Punk. Paul predicted Hangman Adam Page. Franco got that one right. Wins by 2. Franco going 8-3, the best so far at this pay-per-view. And Paul, of course, going 6-5 and losing. The culture has changed, has shifted, has been grabbed by the balls by Franco, and it is time for him to celebrate. Go ahead, Franco.
How's it going, KKPL Universe? My name is Franco. And you all knew it. I am the #1 man to the Bidneth Man. I'm his right-hand man after I beat the Hey Man. Paul, that is. And I said what I was going to do. Beat Paul, and I do it. So, what is the future for your culture of your predictions league? You don't even know me, because I'm gonna change the culture, and I wonder what else will change the culture.
There you go. There is something in store in the future for the culture. We may actually find out what it is with this next match, our main event. The Bidneth Man versus El Taquito for the Predictions Championship. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. 2 best friends squaring off against one another in a fair match to determine who is the better man, who is the Predictions Champion. Now, seeing as this is a Predictions Championship match, this one actually has kind of the least amount of differing predictions. But that doesn't mean that it wasn't interesting. Because all the other matches had the women's Owen Hart tournament be in it for differing predictions. This one had the men's, in which Bidneth Man predicted Adam Cole and El Taquito predicted Samoa Joe. Now, of course, it was also a very A or B thing, just like the women's one, but I'm simplifying it for you. Adam Cole did, in fact, defeat Samoa Joe, which means Bidneth Man is now up 1. The next one, MJF versus Wardlow. Bidneth Man predicted Wardlow. El Taquito predicted MJF. And of course, Wardlow squashed MJF. The next one, the House of Black versus the Death Triangle. And the House of Black won, and the Bidneth Man predicted the House of Black. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty anticlimactic because that is the final one they predicted different. And the Bidneth Man, out of the 3 matches they predicted different, got them all right against Taquito. Bidneth Man going 6-5, not very good. El Taquito going 4-7, atrocious. Bidneth Man has won. Congratulations, Bidneth Man. Go ahead and celebrate.
Oh, hello there. I bet you guys were expecting to hear from the Bidneth Man. So, let me explain. A couple weeks back, the Bidneth Man came on to my match and gave me a speech. Gave me a speech about controlling my culture, how I have to seize opportunities. He's trying to make people better. Fast forward. This dickhead ended up with the championship. So, let me use his words against him. So I decided to control my culture. And while listening to his predictions, he said, and Taquito both said, that I personally wouldn't be back until SummerSlam.
We have Mikey come out and take a break. He got his win. Congratulations to you, Mikey, but we won't be seeing you anytime in the next upcoming weeks. Isn't that right, Taquito?
That's true.
Now, here I am. And I was here last week for the memorial, but here I am. So, in order to control my culture, in order to make myself better, I decided what a good opportunity than to cash in my predictions anytime title briefcase thingy than against that asshole. He tried to stack the deck against me. Well, I overcame it. So now I'm stacking the deck against you. You thought you were champion, you thought you had your moment to shine, but guess what? You're just like everybody else in this fucking league. Everybody cannot outwit me. You think I'm good at this league because of my predictions? Fuck no. I haven't watched wrestling in 2 years. I do it because I'm smarter than all of you. I do this because I am better than all of you. And I am not only the world champion, I am the TV champion, I am the greatest champion of all time, and this just shows you why.
What is this? My goodness. Mikey, you have shocked the world. Not me, of course. I've known for a good few weeks. You messaged me when it happened. But now the entire world knows that Bidneth Man, El Taquito, all of you, none of you is champion. The true champion in this league is Mikey and the Golden Gods, baby. We hold all the gold yet again like it should be. That doesn't mean we're not going to fight. It doesn't mean we're not going to be predicting champions. It just means that we're better than all of you. Bidneth Man, I know you thought you had your time in the spotlight, but I had a dream you hadn't made it. And, well, it seems that dream was right. That was not a Martin Luther King joke. That was a Sasha Banks joke. I promise you, I am not racist. Bidneth Man, you were never, ever predictions champion, despite you thinking you were for a good couple weeks. Sorry, bub. You're a loser. That's it for this week's episode of Wednesday Night SmackTalk. We might hear from Bidneth Man next week, because he, of course, actually recorded a promo and sent it to me, but, well, that's never going to see air, is it? Because there's no reason for it. It's redundant. So yeah, we'll hear from him next week probably. But for now, that's it. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, and all the stuff that you want to do. I'm outie. That's Smack Talk. Goodbye.
THANKYOU. Thank you. Thank you. THANKYOU.
Thank you, Kang.